Good morning and welcome to this weekend's Brunch Club, where we toast to all the amazing, diversely faceted women out there, filling your cup with inspiration and encouragement as our guests share their personal stories, experiences with careers, family, parenting, equality, mentoring, and advice. The Brunch Club is where we raise a glass and champion female talent and leadership everywhere, and where sparkling is always encouraged. Now, here is your host, Rachel Swoboda.
Hi, I am Rachel Swoboda. Welcome to this edition of the Brunch Club. And I am here today with Rachel from GoGirl Magazine. And if you have not heard yet about GoGirl Magazine, then let us tell you all about it, and you are going to want to subscribe to it. Yes. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Ooh, cheers.
Cheers.
Yes, welcome. So this is the cover with Rachel Hollis on it. This was right around the time that her book came out. And I know if you watch religiously that we have talked about her book and we are fans of everything that she is doing. But GoGirl, you guys are a step ahead. Okay, they have their finger on the pulse of everything that's going on. So how did this all come to be? How did you and Jennifer get this all started? Where's it going? I mean, I'm going to sit back and relax. I want to hear the whole story.
Wonderful. So I met Jennifer Murphy in 2015, and I was actually a publisher at a different publication, and she had a video production company called Viral Video Media Group. And so we came together to make our clients happy, the magazine and her videos. And then her and I realized we just had amazing synergy. She got to know my background. I've been an entrepreneur for a long time, but mostly I've been in the magazine space for like 20 something years.
What magazine were you working on?
I've worked for several magazines in Los Angeles, and then I've worked for some regional magazines like Inland Empire Magazine, but also like bridal magazines like The Knot and things like that. So everything from regional magazines to national.
Wait, do you know Jackie Moe? She's working with the Inland Empire Magazine right now.
Oh, really? So she obviously came in way after me.
After you.
Yeah, because I was there like years ago. And I
shout out to Jackie. Yeah. All right. You're going to come on the show next. We're going to put you in the mix. Okay.
But I worked under Don Lorenzi, the founder, and his wife Brenda. It was a really great experience.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Keep going.
And so basically we just had an amazing synergy, and she began to tell me every time we'd see each other about this idea she had for GoGirl. And at the time it wasn't exactly a magazine. It was more like just a women's empowerment media company.
Okay.
And at the time she was doing these really funny YouTube videos and like a pink Barbie Jeep, and you can look her up on YouTube Blonde on YouTube. And they're really
YouTube
funny.
Blonde?
YouTube Blonde. Yeah. YouTube Blonde.
YouTube Blonde.
And, or just Jennifer Murphy, she'll come up there. And it was really funny. So I was watching her videos, and she's this really tall, beautiful blonde, and she's in a little Barbie Jeep. And she was just going all around Orange County and doing the craziest things in the name of spreading joy, and just doing the funniest things to bring awareness to this GoGirl mission. And I think over time it was taking time to develop and things like that. So then all of a sudden her and I meet. She sees my experience. She gets to work closely with me at this other publication and realizes, okay, I've always wanted a GoGirl magazine. Maybe Rachel's the one that can help me do that. So it took me a while to sign on because I had my own business at the time. And
what was your own business?
So I still have it. It's justhome.us. It's a home improvement resource. So it's a hybrid between like Angie's List and House. And we mostly just target Orange County, Inland Empire, and San Diego. So it's very regional, but for home improvement.
And you're still doing it?
Oh, yeah, I still do that.
Okay. Just sidebar, because I think a lot of us out there that are going to start our own businesses, you sort of like double dip, like, or you're a multipreneur, like you don't just do one business, right? You have multiple businesses. So when would I call you for that? Let's just sidebar on that. When would I call you? What would I be looking to accomplish?
For Just Home?
Yeah.
So basically, if you're a contractor who either you're a roofer, or you do kitchen remodeling, maybe you're a floor guy, you do stairs, pools, whatever it is. Basically, we would, be able to partner with you. We put you on our website. We also have a digital magazine that goes out every single month. And we would circulate you and brand you and market you to homeowners who have subscribed already.
Really?
In your region. And we do it for a really low rate. And so we're really a volume business. It's all about giving homeowners as many options as possible, from licensed qualified contractors that they can trust, and then doing it very easily. So basically, if you go to the other competitors, you have to answer like 9 to 12 questions as a homeowner before you're matched with like 2 guys in your area. Yeah. We don't do that. We just show you who's out there, and in 2-3 clicks, you're there. You're able to communicate with them directly and go ahead and get going.
So in my day job, when I'm not hosting episodes of the Brunch Club, Sunday Brunch is my agency. And we have a bunch of clients that are in the interior space who should probably be your clients.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the kind of conversation that I have with women all the time. Normally it's over coffee or cocktails or at an event, but networking happens all the time. I mean, just because that wasn't what we sat down to talk about doesn't mean that that's not where this is going. So, you just never know. All right, so more to come on that. So you're still running that business and you're running GoGirl. Okay.
And let me tell you, if you are a female out there and you already have a business, but you have all their other ideas and you're thinking to myself, oh my God, I'm a mom. I already have my business going. Maybe I do this other thing for money. I can't take on any more, but I really want to. Let me tell you something. You can.
Yeah.
You absolutely can. And that's what I was afraid of. I was afraid that I thought I'm going to have it. I wasn't going to be able to do it right. So I dragged my feet. It took me forever to say yes. Finally, I signed on officially as a co-owner with GoGirl. We actually got the license named as GoGirl Worldwide Magazine because we want to represent women from all over the place, right? And we just did it. And it's been phenomenal ever since.
Okay, so when you say you dragged your feet forever, how long was forever?
Oh my gosh, I would definitely say a year. I think I dragged my feet for a year. I'm pretty sure. I knew in my mind it was important. And, she would keep saying, this and that, look what's going on out there in the world and politics and everything. Like, I think the time is now. And I'd say, but I always found that I was too busy. And it was like, I just didn't know how to really delegate better with my team for Just Home. And I took a trip to Europe with my sons and my mom. And, out there you visit like 100 churches and stuff like that. And I just kind of had this really Zen moment where I just went, I cannot not do it. It was like, of all the things I've ever done for money, this was beyond that. This was actually something that could help other people and help other women and encourage them and to believe that they can accomplish great things. And I just decided I cannot not do it.
Okay, so your heart was in it. You know that old saying, if you want to know where your heart is, look to where your mind goes when it wanders. Okay, it sounded like you're on this amazing trip. Your mind is wandering because your heart was there.
Yes.
It was in the right place.
It was the whole time.
You made the decision. You came back. You committed in.
Yep.
And how's it been?
And it's been phenomenal. I mean, part of the thing was, the hardest thing about building a business is building a team first. It's so difficult to find, team members and people that you have great synergy with. And so I was looking around and putting ads out there and I realized I already have a team. And they've been with me for years and they're phenomenal. I just have to kind of shape them and mold them into this other, product.
Okay, so you leveraged the existing team and brought them in.
Yeah.
Okay. Into GoGirl.
And to GoGirl. So now the main thing that I want people to know about GoGirl is because some people are like put off by the women's empowerment thing. And the reason I say that is because there has been a lot of women's empowerment things that are sort of angry.
Yeah.
And they have a bit of an angry tone. And so, with the team, I always say, listen, we're not spreading these messages of positivity with a megaphone. We're taking a softer approach on this. And instead of talking about the things we don't have as women, the media will say, well, we don't have equal pay. Well, we don't have opportunity, whatever it may be. We don't look at any of that with GoGirl. We just find the women who are proving that theory wrong. And we're bringing them forward in the features so that other women can look and say, gosh, if she did this at the age of 60, I can do it. If she did this after divorce with 2 kids, I can do that too.
Yes.
Or we have kids, even young girls, starting a lemonade stand for charity or whatever. And we feature them too.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. Okay, my daughter's going to want to totally get in on that. I was speaking recently at Cal State Long Beach. And it was interesting because they were asking me questions after I spoke about that very thing, about women and women in business. And they said, well, how did you get started? And how did you know that you wanted to own an ad agency? And I said, well, I saw another woman do it. And you know that saying, you cannot be what you cannot see.
Yes.
And, you know, if you go back 30, 40 years, there wasn't a whole lot of that.
Yeah.
So there were like one or two that I saw and I said, I want to be like that. And I feel like these days, there's more women, there's more examples, there's more opportunity.
There are.
Which is fantastic.
There really are.
With the magazine, it's going out in print. It's going out in email.
Yes.
We're going to take a quick break, but before I do take a break, how would people contact you to get featured or to get a copy? How would they do
if you go to GoGirlMagazine.com, you can actually view all the features there, as well as a digital full flip magazine. And you could even see all the past issues and all of the current issues that we have. And then you could subscribe if you want to receive it into your inbox. If you'd like to be featured or be considered for a feature, you just scroll to the bottom of the website, and actually there's an editorial link there, and you can click it and then submit a bio and some links and some screenshots so that we can review them for consideration.
Fantastic. Thank you. So we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more, not so much about the publication, which we love so dearly, but we were going to talk about Rachel. I want to talk about you as a mother, you and your journey, and like go deep and, you know, a little bit like off the record. So we will be right back. Back, and I want to transition this conversation a little bit about from what we do and how we do it to who we are. And I want to talk to Rachel about her personal journey. So I really want you guys to lean into this because Rachel's story is unlike anyone else's, and yours is too, right? I mean, everyone's story is special and different. And when you arrived here today, I have to just share a little bit. She brought her handsome, like dashingly handsome son with her. Okay. And I didn't know about your other son.
Yes.
So talk to me as a mom.
Okay.
Yeah. What's going on?
I basically was a teen mom. I got married really young, 17 years old, to a boy that I was dating in high school. And you know, when you think life is so perfect, yes. We are divorced now after 20 years, but we had two amazing sons. And one's named Abel, and Adrian is the one who's here today, the dashing one. And basically, like as I was mentioning to you earlier, this year, or actually in February, Valentine's Day of 2019, Abel was on his way to his girlfriend's house. He's a hopeless romantic, so he had to like rain, whatever. He had to be there to deliver the flowers and the candies and all the stuff. And you know, even though I was kind of like, oh, the weather's really bad. I don't know if you remember, it was like just raining really bad during that time everywhere here. And so anyways, he ended up going. And right before he got to her house, he saw a dog on the road, a small dog. And so he's an animal lover, like just since he was so young, just loved animals. And he got out of the car, and a lot of people stopped. I mean, everybody stopped. They saw the dog. They saw him get out, and he got out of the car and went to go rescue it, and pretty much had succeeded. And a car came out of nowhere. Didn't see the commotion. Wasn't really paying attention. And
oh my God, were they texting?
No, it turned out, according to the phone records, that they weren't texting. It was a teenager that hit him, but just not paying attention.
Oh my God.
And so it hadn't been raining at that moment, but so it was, you know, kind of clear skies at the time. You know, everything was fine, the visibility. They just weren't paying attention. going kind of fast. It was like 50 miles an hour, something like that, and ended up hitting him, and he died on the scene. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
So, in my podcast, Rachel Unpacked, I talk a little bit about this, and I'm trying to use it as a way to, help others understand sort of the coping and the shock and how you move on from something like that. And you don't ever really move on, but how you shape your new normal. And that's,
Well, I mean, as a parent, a parent of two, you always expect that your children will outlive you.
yes.
And it's just a complete shift to think that you will outlive them.
Yeah. And it's just a shock. And I think that it's a shock that, even when, I'm, Latina, Mexican. So of course we had like 2 weeks of people coming to the house and food. And it was almost like, just being numb.
Oh, completely.
It's almost like everyone's crying and everyone's feeling it. And
you're just,
and then I'm just there.
No, because you're a mama, so you're caring for thetheir feelings.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
As much as they want to be there for you, you found yourself.
That's what it felt like. I almost feel like I end up comforting others more. So I don't always talk about it. So this is actually one of the first times that I'm speaking about it in public. Yeah.
I think, and okay, just like level setting here, you're talking about this, you're dealing with this, you're coping with this now, you cope with this for years, and you're running multiple businesses.
Yes.
And not to totally connect what you were saying earlier, but like people who say, oh, I'm too busy, or I don't have time. Are you kidding?
Yes.
Like, you're spectacular.
And I do understand that everybody deals with things differently. Everybody processes stress differently. So I think the biggest thing is I've come to understand over the years that there's a lot of things that I can't control. And I just accept I can't control that. I can't change or control certain things. So I don't spend a lot of energy sort of moping about them or complaining about them.
So what are you doing in his honor? Because I know you. You're a doer. Mm-hmm. You're getting things done, and maybe it's in his honor or in his memory. What are you planning?
I think the biggest thing that I'm doing in his honor is moving forward. And that is with everything I have going on, with the businesses and with even the podcast and things like that. All of that is actually in his honor because he was full of life, as is my other son, Adrian, and as I am I. And we always had so much fun together. And since they were really little, I involved them in my businesses and, got them out there to events with celebrities and this and that. And they understood, just as I have, that we're very blessed to be able to have this life and these experiences together. Yeah. And so for me to stop and for me to just stop and hide and crumble under his passing felt to me like he would be so upset that he caused that in me.
Absolutely.
And so every day that I don't feel like getting up, I get up anyways. Every day that I don't feel like putting my makeup on, I do it anyways. And every red carpet or pink carpet or whatever we do, I do it anyways. I don't always feel my best. I don't always look my best, but I'm there and I'm doing it because he loved that I used to do all that stuff. So to not do it would just be, to not do it in order to prove to others how sad I am or to prove to others how much I loved him. I don't feel like that's how I express how I loved him.
That makes perfect sense. And I think I love how you said that. You're like, well, it's not about what other people think, actually.
It's not.
It's really not. When I got divorced, I don't know if you know. I talk about it, but I don't think I talk about it enough. There was domestic violence. And it ultimately led me to form a foundation. And it led me to form my business. It led me to become the person that I am today because I healed through action and I healed through understanding and I healed through productivity. It was a different experience. Yes. So I get that trauma can sometimes bring you on a whole other path or like you're more committed to that path in honor of
of the journey and more empathetic to those who you meet and deal with?
I think gratitude also has a lot to do with it. I think in this case of my son passing, I find that if I focus on how grateful I am to have been his mom for 25 years, and all of the things that we went through, I just lean into that. I lean into the gratitude of thank you that I got him. Thank you that I got to be his mom. And it could be really emotional, but at the end of the day, I just lean into that. And sometimes that causes tears. I mean, I cry every day for him still,
Of course.
but for different reasons and for different things. I miss him. There's the shock of losing someone you absolutely love. And then there's that shock wears off and then you're just missing that person. So there's two different things going on here. I went through a divorce after 20 years and, people used to say it's like a death, Rachel. And it is. And I really took it really hard for me, even though it was my decision. I took it really hard, but I gave myself 3 weeks to just walk
Wait
around.
a minute. You gave yourself 3 weeks?
I gave myself 3 weeks to
Oh, wait a minute.
be
I want to hear
Yeah.
about this. Wait a minute.
Yes.
This could be somebody else's recipe for dealing with something. It's a 3-week recipe.
It's a 3-week recipe
Okay.
where you look like hell and you are in your pajamas and you just kind of eat whatever and you just answer the phone or don't answer the phone or it's on your terms. 3 weeks. I cried all the time. I was in my room and just curled up in my blankets in the middle of the day, pillows, and just crying. And really what it was is I just couldn't believe it. I realized after the 3 weeks that I was more, and this is horrible to say, I think maybe in some regard, but I realized that so much of what I was feeling was because I was so in love with the idea of my family. I was so in love with the idea. That's the family photo, the family little weekend things. It's just sitting on the couch on, watching Netflix or whatever. I was in love with the family dynamic.
Yeah.
And so once I realized, well, I still have my family, I'm still friends with my ex and things like that. So
You're redefining family now.
Yes, it's just different.
Yes. The dream, and that was a big thing for me too. Like that family dream that I was in love with love. I was in love with the idea of the nuclear family. And it was like, well, actually now not only in business did I need to see it to be it, now in my personal life, I can be something that nobody has seen before.
Yeah.
That maybe somebody else can look at and get inspiration from.
Yes.
So being a single mother is an empowered, capable, successful single mother. That's a new genre of female.
It is. But, all of it's possible. It can be rough and, it could just be difficult
And scary.
and scary and overwhelming and all these things. But, you're in control of how you feel about things. And so, things can be as big or as small as you decide that you want them to be. And so I just gave myself 3 weeks and I said, okay, it's been 3 weeks. I don't need to be looking crazy. I don't need to be out here in my pajamas. And, no. I have my boys and I got to get it together for them so that they don't feel like this is really a broken situation, So we still had dinner at the dinner table and we still, so one little funny thing, we used to take my ex-husband to Disneyland every year for his birthday.
Okay.
Because he's kind of a grumpy guy. So we'd say, where do you take the grumpiest man on earth? To the happiest place on earth, right?
That's fantastic.
So every year it was Disneyland. And then then after the divorce, my youngest, who's here right now, it was his birthday, my ex's birthday, and he said, "Are we going to Disneyland?" And I said, "You still want to go to Disneyland?" And he goes, "Why? We love going to Disneyland." And so we go to Disneyland all the time. So it's just part of that whole. Just keep going. It doesn't have to be, so difficult.
We made new traditions, as well, super random ones, like make your own pizza night, where the kids are like, going to make breakfast pizza. I'm like, great. Like that's going to work for us. But it's different for every family. I mean, and there are certain traditions that were my parents' traditions that we kept and certain ones that we didn't keep. And we redefined it a little bit. And I wasn't really looking for approval anymore.
No. Yeah.
It was like, I was like, we're going to just make this up as we go.
Yep.
And figure it out.
Yeah.
So you're so strong, resilient, accomplished. Really, you are one of those women that I want all women to know, because I think you've been into the trenches in so many different areas of your life and you've come through them. Yes. And I love your podcast.
Thank you.
I love what you're doing with the magazine, and I can't wait to see where it's going next and how this is going to continue. Yeah. Because I think you're on to something. You're forging a new path.
You know, with the magazine, it's been a bit of a healing for me with this, because as I read these stories with all these inspirational women, and they've all been through their own thing, you know, and to just have to read and choose the women. And, you know, I can't do any of this without my team. My team is absolutely amazing. But those stories even inspire me. And so I just go, okay, this is, if I would have read this, you know, 10 years ago, I would have done this sooner, you know? And so they're just wonderful stories. So I just really hope people enjoy them.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for coming on the Brunch Club.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being so honest and open. I mean, that's really what this is all about. So I'm just honored that you were here. And
I'm honored to be here.
For whatever, we'll do something next. I don't know what, but we'll do something. So thank you. Stay tuned. More to come. All right, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks for stopping by the Brunch Club. It's been our pleasure to share this time with you. We look forward to bringing you more sparkling inspiration next weekend. If you have feedback, topics, or want to nominate someone to be a guest on the show, please reach out to us at rachel@sundaybrunchagency.com. Cheers.
Hello everyone, my name is Christina Webby. Welcome to my studio. I have created a system for my photo shoots to help you get the best outcome from each experience. The first step is the booking and the consultation, then the preparation steps, then the photo shoot itself, and lastly, we have the reveal and order session. First thing is the consultation, which is one of the pillars for the photo shoot. We'll go over all of the steps needed to accomplish the look that you're going for. We'll discuss the theme and the wardrobe. We'll cover all of that in person if possible, and I'll help you plan your photo shoot and prepare to reveal yourself and look your best for the camera. After the consultation, I'll hand you my welcome guide. This guide is very important to prepare you for the experience. It contains a wardrobe guide, a beauty guide, a product guide, also a written section on what to expect. When you're prepared, you'll feel confident. And that confidence comes from within. But it's a process I can help with. The professional hairstylists and makeup artists at the studio are really good at making you look your best version of yourself. 10 days after the photo shoot, you'll come back to the studio for your reveal session. This session is when you see your printed and matted photos on the wall for the first time. This session is where you decide which photos you love and you want to take home. Feeling confident and beautiful isn't something that pops up in front of the camera. The consultation and the preparation, the wardrobe session and the beauty guide, and everything you do prepares you for the experience. This photo shoot will help you own your femininity because it's a very personal experience and it teaches you about yourself. Photo shoots are very important because it reminds you of how beautiful you are. Your beauty is not in your lips or in your arms, it's in the way you look at people. It's in the way you reveal yourself and allow yourself to be viewed and seen with confidence, with power, and with grace. I am inviting you to a personalized photo shoot at the studio with me. It is so much fun. So let's do this.